Hello everyone. Sudden stop of music. Maybe let's put it slightly just to keep the introduction with some music and then we can turn it off later. What do you think? That's a nicer transition in my opinion. How are you everyone? How have you been? How's your weekend so far? And welcome. Please, if you can hear me well, let me know. If there are any problems with this sound or anything, let me know so we can fix it now. I hope everyone is staying hydrated. Hassan, Danatri, hello my guys, how are you? Vista, ATD Films, hello, hello. ATD, if any kind person wants to give me great Christmas present, please can you let me know how you target camera to object in Unreal Engine 5? I can't find it in the camera options anymore. Let's do that. So, by the way, everyone, happy holidays and almost happy New Year. We're getting to 2023 now. So fast, right? But it's been great. It's been really good. Hassan, you have very important question. Go ahead. So, guys, before we answer the question on how we can make a camera track an object, welcome everyone to today's stream. Let me turn off the music for now. So, welcome to the stream. Today we will continue working on this apartment, not house. In 3ds Max, we will be going back and forth, and yeah, I will show you the process of how when you have a data like project ongoing like this, and how you keep updating the geometry in general. So I always say to people, like, try to always have your Unreal Engine version of the project exists as early as possible in the stage when your project idea starts to crystallize. So let's say you are an architect, you're drawing some sketches and you did a quick block out. It's a great idea to explore this block out in Unreal Engine. Just send it there. And as you develop your concept, idea, environment, world, whatever, you keep updating your version in Unreal in parallel. And this will help you so much understand whatever subject you're working with. So basically, yeah, today we'll go through this. I will just show you what's behind the scenes, the process, how do I do like these architectural projects. And if you have any questions, this stream is all about your questions. We will take care of them. So welcome everyone. I hope you will enjoy today's stream and let's get going. So we will start with the first question, but before we do, let's read the chat and we will get going. Hassan, my day is going great, really good. I had coffee at least twice and been very productive. Went for a good walk. It's very, I would say, calmer outside when it's the weekend. So I hope all of you guys are enjoying your weekend. And here I am. I'm very excited for today. So yes, how about you, Hassan? And the rest of you guys, how are you? How's your weekend? Amal, hey, happy holidays, Amal. Could you please talk more about Polygon optimization, Abdullah? Yes, we can do that and we can touch a little bit on Nanite. So Let me start with taking like quick notes here. I think I should do it this time on Notion, but let's do it here real quick. So camera tracking. That's the first question for today. And the second question is optimization, I would say, poly optimization. And guys, if you have a question, please put it like between brackets, question, and then your question. This would make it easier for me to read it in the chat, okay? What is your operating system? Windows 10 or 11? It's 11. I've been using Windows 11 for I don't know how many months now. It's pretty stable. No problems I can talk of. So if you're considering to switch or try Windows 11, this might be, I would give it a shot. Yusuf, cheers from Homes, brother. I bought a new laptop with RTX 3050, i5 124050H. First thing I installed Unreal Engine. Nice. Because of you. Nice. Is my specifications enough? And what's your advice for me? Bro, you have RTX on your GPU. That's like enough, more than like better than 50% of the other GPUs on the market. So it's more than enough to get started. In fact, if you have any computer, please don't wait to get a new computer. Download Unreal Engine now, even if it's laggy, if it's not like 60 frames per second, giving you 10 frames, no problem. Just work, learn it, and get the fundamentals right and all. And eventually, when you will have the chance to work on higher end machines, but you will have gathered enough experience already. So my advice to you, Yusuf, depending on what you're learning in Unreal Engine. So if you're learning Unreal Engine for architecture, go to our academy. We have full beginner program that when you go here, so if you go to the Unreal Engine 5 free training on our vrdivisionacademy.com, we will teach you the fundamentals of Unreal and the navigation. Then there is the data pipeline. And the third and the fourth sessions, the materials, all about materials and how to create materials, the material instances and functions and all, and lighting, Lumen and dynamic lighting, and working with lighting in general, understanding light mobility and all, are coming this week. So it should be like within the next 2 days. So it's free. I advise you to start here. I also advise you to start at communities.unrealengine.com. This is a great place as well. Sorry, not this place. The forums. Yes. This is like a hub. I also advise you to check out communities, guys. If you're looking for community in your region, you can search here, by the way, for any events, and maybe there are events. And if they're not, maybe you can create events. So there is the forums.unrealengine.com. I used to always write my questions in Unreal Engine when I was learning, and I used to get so many good and valuable answers in this place and also on the Facebook groups. So I highly recommend posting though in this place because it's better, it's documented, and people can find it on Google. So that's very important. Yeah, if you also want, I'm gonna talk. I wanted actually to find the video. So let's get into the topic of today, and later I can mention the course. Let's continue. So where's the chat? And amazing for you, Yusuf. I'm very happy for you. Congrats on the new laptop. I'm really like, that's exciting, and you should make the most out of it, buddy. Go for it. I was asking a question about how we can take 4:5 ratio high-res screenshot. I found a select DSLR. Yes, Hassan. And we can talk about that if we talk about the camera tracking in a moment. Abdullah, hello. Wixel Bridge, hello. How are you guys? Olga, how are you? So you have a project done in Revit and it's optimized in 3ds Max, and you want to transfer it to Unreal Engine for interaction. Is there a way to cut shapes in Unreal Engine landscapes? I am stuck. Okay. Is there a way to cut shapes in UE landscape? Okay, let's talk about that. That will be the third question. I have a couple of answers here. Okay. So you gotta be a little patient, Olga, and we talk about the process in general. Great question, by the way. I I struggled so much with opening and hiding versions of the landscape for my projects. So I got a couple of answers there. I wrote that as a third question. And okay, without, hey, Quixel Bridge, new subscriber, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. And all those guys, if you are enjoying the stream so far, or uh, or if you find it useful, leave a like on the stream. It supports us reach more people, so that's good. And I would thank you for that. Adel, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you back on the channel. So, do you find any major differences in Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5? Is UE5 made things easier, improved workflow? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, man. Of course, buddy. You have Lumen, Nanite. That's more than enough. So, if you're still using 4, interesting what type of projects you're working on. But if you're not using 5 for any reason, please start using Unreal Engine 5. It's so important, man. It improved my workflow a lot, of course. All right, guys. The first question is how do we do camera tracking in Unreal? So I'm gonna take a couple of questions, then we will work on the project and look at the chat and we'll see how we can manage. But let's go. So how do we do? How do when? Okay, sorry. Let's repeat. When you have a camera, so when you have a camera in your scene in your project, and let's say you have an object, and this object is moving from point A to point B or wherever, like on a path, and you want for this camera to always track this object, there is an option on the camera that you can enable and select that object or actor. So let's add a cinematic camera first. So I'm clicking drag from the place actors, press G to see my camera, and I press Control space to make a sequencer file. So I'll make a folder for all the sequencer. So to make a sequencer file, right click, go to cinematics, sorry, and click on level sequence. Let me just get hydrated. Let's say that again. So right click, go to cinematics, and here you will find level sequence. Click here. You can give it a name. So let's say camera tracking or whatever you would like. Double click to open the sequencer editor, and I will right click on this panel here and dock to sidebar. So it's just hidden on the side. Since this camera is selected, I can click and drag and add it here to my sequencer. So when I release my mouse, it will also snap to it, but I don't want that. Or when you have a camera or any actor selected, you can click here on track and actor to sequencer. You can add the selected actors here. And this will also add the camera. So I will just make the focal length to something like 12. So it will see whatever moving around. And let's say this actor here. In the camera details, you will see here an option called look at somewhere. So look at tracking settings, click, open it, and you should enable it first. So let's enable it. And actor to track, here we can select an actor from the list or type its name, or we can simply select the actor. But now I can't rotate because it's locked on the 0, or something. So I can select now this, and the camera is tracking this actor. And let's say I have this actor in my sequencer as well, and it's moving from point to point. So I'm clicking here to add keyframes. this will be the end state. And I will do this. You can see how the camera is tracking this actor. So cool. Click on the camera, click here, and now we can see that in real time. From the little window. So yeah, let's say here, let's put the keyframes, move them, play the animation. There you go. So I hope you find this useful, ATD films. I got you, homie. So the next question is talking a little bit about polygon optimization. I will quickly touch on this. In your projects, I would say I'm doing like real quick block out, right? Like imagine this is a chair, and let's just make it look nicer a little bit. And give it. I'm just saying imagine, okay? This is not a chair. So when it's possible, in any case, especially for VR projects and mobile devices and whatnot, like depending on the platform you are targeting, in general, like rule of thumb, when you can send the same object, so here, let's see if you can see this clearly, but these two objects look in a way very similar, right? In terms of like the overall shape. But if you may want to really focus on the sides here it looks like really nice, and here it's like kind of like you can see the polygons, you can see the edge breaking on the curvatures where you generally need more polygons to support this area, right? So you have obviously many options, but now let's say which option, like so the purpose of my project, let's say I am going, this also starting with these, like this is very simple here, not much going on. I can make it like this shape. How would it look? Let's also like this, make this version just for comparison. Am I going to see the mesh from here, right? Does it matter? Like you can tell, of course, like the number of polygons. So let's click in configure viewports, statistics, click 7, 400 polygons. In terms of game engines, we think of triangles. So let's click on show me the triangle count. Here, tres. So we have 400 triangles for this object. This one, slightly more. Oh wait, make unique. So wait, this one before. Control Z, sorry, I messed up. Okay, because they were like instances. So yes, the same shape here is 400 triangles, 1,700 triangles, and 2,700 triangles, 27,000. And like, which one would you go with? So it always depends on your project, of course. And of course, there are many ways, like, let's say, so I don't dwell so much on this. I'd love, guys, if you want more polygon and topology tutorials and modeling, let me know. I'm more than happy. but yes, actually, let me know. So I'm going to collapse this now. When you have time, and there are also tools and methods to achieve this, but so the easiest like this is really simple object here, right? Can you stop switching to front? I'm pressing G. My Unreal Engine and 3ds Max shortcuts are mixing. So let's do this. Let's undo this, and let's get a loop, not from here. And let's get rid of this part here, right? And the way I get rid of this, so no, here is too much. Actually, we can't get rid of that of it from here as much as possible. So usually you'd go with like select, depends. But you would select these and delete them, and technically it still look the same, right? So if you can save on and on your meshes, like reduce the geometry, how many triangles, polygons, whatever, like in such methods, and keep the details where you need them, that's perfect. And again, so every project have a timeline, every project, like there is the deadline, there are requirements. Sometimes you're just wasting your time doing this. Nanite will do like with support, like would get you the frames maybe you want. If of course, assuming your project is for BC or high-end consoles or whatever. But yeah, that's the general rule of thumb on optimization and all. And let me drink some tea. I'm just enjoying my tea. So I missed a question earlier. We asked about the camera ratio. So in Unreal Engine, the cameras, they like, and the lights and the materials and all these will simulate real world properties. So when you click on cinematic camera, for example, under the lens settings, here you have lenses that you can choose from: 12 millimeter, 30 millimeter, 50, and so on. And you also have in the, where is it? The film back. So right now we're using 16:9 digital film. We also have 16:9 DSLR. You have DSLR full frame somewhere. Yeah, full frame DSLR and so on. So yeah, or you can manually reverse, like let's choose full frame DSLR. Now you can see like it's have higher field of view. Or if you want, you can expand this so you'll see the sensor width and height. You can click on custom and you can manually set your settings. So here, for example, is 36, and yeah, so on. There we go. So that's the question before you asked, Hassan. I hope it's helpful for you and for everyone. I'm still trying to get used to the mic here. I hope it sounds good. So the third question was from Olga. I got your question now, Olga. So you have a project done in Revit, and I assume your project is got a landscape, since you're talking about landscapes. It's a good thing that your project is optimized in 3ds Max. We always need to optimize our projects in 3ds Max or Blender or Maya or any tool that works with polygonal modeling methods. And yeah, so you are asking, is there a way to cut shapes in the Unreal Engine landscape? So let's see. I remember last month, Epic, on their free for the month, they added a forest. Uh, I'm not sure if it's last month or this month, so let's check. Okay. I sometimes think this will fall. So let's go here free for the month. And give me a second. Yes, the modular Gothic temple, medieval winter snow. Let's add this to a project. So this is still free, Olga, and anyone who's watching the stream now. Next month, so the next Tuesday of next month, this will not be available anymore. And I'm mentioning this very specific asset because I saw they have the ability to remove landscape within the landscape material itself by painting exactly where you want to not to what is the word for it? Where you want to remove the landscape. So now I added this to the project. And by the way, just before I mention, I like jump forward. I'm trying to show it if possible. But if you're not on the academy yet, be there on the academy because I also have landscape material that it's really good. And I think I can implement one of these features because I really like it. It's also available for free, but I don't think the download button is there yet. It's because it's new academy. Anyway, not new academy, new website. Let's open that project where I added that asset. And let's take a look at the chat real quick while this loads. I have too many windows. I can't find the chat. Okay, found it. Hey everyone. So once we answer this question, we will take a look at the other questions, the chat in general, and then get back to our project, or get for the first time. So since I now added the asset, the Gothic temple to my project, right? And I have this material that is somewhere for the landscape. If I can't, is this the one? No, this does not seem like landscape material. How about there we go, materials. There we go, the landscape. So let's type landscape here. So this landscape, let's break down the layer. So we have the puddles, we have displacement, tessellation, tether, and we have these layers. Okay. And these layers, we have these layers. Okay, and these basically are, we have sample terrain, another texture, another. Okay, interesting. Where is the, we can take a look at it in a moment. So I'm going to create a new landscape. So I press on Shift 2 to demonstrate what I'm looking for. And I will click on create. So when you have a landscape, I think this is not what you're looking for, but just so you know, Olga, when you click on the manage mode and go to delete, here you can delete components, basically that whether you want or don't want, or add components if you've decided that you want components. But yeah, that's one way. And the second way is by applying the landscape material that we just downloaded. And I want to see how it's made. So let's apply this. When we apply a landscape material on a landscape, the landscape will basically get black. So we need to fill the layers. However, I'm not sure what exactly happened here. Did it get black or disappear? Okay. So I press Shift 2 again to switch to the landscape mode, go to paint, and I will click on layer 1. I don't see here layer 0. What do we have? Layer 0 here, I think this one is the delete. So layer 1, right click for now, and select layer, sorry, before right clicking. Well, so you have two options. You can either select whatever information here so we can override it, or you can create new layer information. And I think that's what the better method. Create on, click on create layer information and click on weight blended layer, normal. This is like 90% of the times, this is the option you would see in all landscape materials because of the way like we mix textures and all. This, I can't think of scenarios for now where we use it specifically, but in most materials, landscape materials, we will see like this is the new layer we want. So click on it. You will select location for this, and usually that location would be next to the map that you have open right now, which is I have right now this map. So in that folder of that map, it will make a new folder, the name of that map, then shared assets. So click OK. And now the landscape is back. And there is this here. So we need to do the same for everything, basically. Or for the layers you want to paint with this specific landscape. So if there is a landscape with many more layers, not many, but like in general rule of thumb, you don't have to add all, but still. And now when you add these layers, you can right click. That's very cool, by the way. So now let's say you have splat maps and alpha maps and all. You can right click and import from file, export from file. So once you paint, there is some paint information on the channels and all. You can export these, work with them, send them back, or import new ones. So yeah, fill layer is one of these options. So now it like fully fills the layer with this. Clear the layer, just removes that, but I'm sorry, fill it again. And this layer here, if you paint with it, so this is Olga for you. This material for it, like this layer here, layer 0, has to do with just deleting the landscape, not deleting, basically hiding the landscape. So this is one of the tricks we see. So let's try to take another look again at this. So there we go. Oh, is this just there is no layer to paint with? Oh my God, I'm very interested. Let's make one. So material M landscape test. And I think landscape layer blend was this one. Yes, let's get two. So we have like two layers, and let's get any textures, just one texture basically. Click T and left click with the mouse to add a texture parameter, sorry, texture sample. And let's get from this landscape textures. So this one, let's take a little peek. So that should be it. We just need the landscape coordinates if needed. So let's come back here. Landscape coordinates. No need. Let's connect this here. But actually, let's connect it here. So when you are creating a landscape material and you want to connect something for the UVs, sorry, let me finish and then I will repeat again. When you're creating a normal surface that you would assign on a normal object, let's just, okay. So usually if you want to control the UVs, you would bring a texture coordinates node. So when you hold U and click, you would add texture coordinates node and you would connect this here. And if you want to control the scale, the UV tiling of your texture, obviously you would add multiply node and you would add scalar parameter node, and now you would multiply it. So now it's getting multiplied with 0 here, and you can see the result, we lost the texture. So in terms of landscape, you would not get texture coordinates, you would get landscape coordinates, okay? So just keep that in mind. So now I'm keeping this layer to none and I'm connecting this here. And let's just set this value here to something like 5, I don't know. And let's connect it here. And let's click save. I got rusty in landscapes. Let's hope I didn't forget anything. If not, forgive me. All right. Let's locate our landscape, which is here. As you can see, when we apply the new landscape material, like this here, and we can see from underneath it. Let's bring this, for example. So how to make an opening in a landscape. Let's keep it, actually, it's fun. So when we replace the material, we lost it. So now I will go back here to sculpt. I think there is something I forgot to do. I'm certain. It's been a while. That's what I forgot. So let's set this to empty. Let's set this to grass. And let's scale this to 1. So this is the layer blend node. And I think on weight or height? On weight. Weight. So let's delete the layers first. here under paint, sculpt, we can, paint, we can't. There are no layers. What did I forget? So let's open the source material, see if we forgot anything. The first one it seems we need to make it the layer 0 here. Alpha blend. Let's do that. So here, let's make this as alpha blend. And layer 1, its weight blend and the preview weight is 1. So let's do that. Weight blend, the preview weight is 1. Yes, there we go. That's for the preview. We can override it. And now, can I paint with my material? I don't know why the layers are not appearing, but what we can try doing is delete or remove like that from as landscape material and add it again. Yes, that would solve it. So if this happens, if you added the landscape material and that landscape material didn't have like the thingy here, like you don't see your layers, just remove it and add it. So let's create layer information. I would select this and this. Maybe on the way there. Maybe not. I have a little bad feeling. Yeah, this is just the material here. I'm getting close. I want to make this like possible for just anyone who is watching this after, because you will not be able to find the landscape material, this one. So I'm just trying to see quickly if we can reverse engineer it. So maybe if someone of you guys have an answer in the chat, maybe I forgot something. Let's see. If we can't do it, we move on to the other questions. But at least we tried. Let's see. Yes, of course. I think we need opacity and opacity masks. And how do we control them? Who controls opacity here? I don't know if you can hear the noise, but sorry about that. From outside. Is it hearable, by the way? Just in case if you heard it. So it's very interesting because like there is nothing on layer 0. So layer 1 goes here, and this is the texture, but layer 0 is not. So what do they do here? And there is layer none actually, wait. Weight blend. I'm confused. Let's switch to weight blend. I don't know. I will stop here, but let's see the chat first. However, Olga, again, I hope you found this useful. You can go to the free for the month for now. Anyone who wants this same material here that we were just trying to make real quick can go to the marketplace. Free for the month. The modular Gothic temple, after sale, you can support it. But yes, this one here, very nice. You can get the material and check that function. Or I'm sure there are like also methods online for that. Let's do this. Ghost Reborn, how are you? I just saw your message. It's a little late, I know. Have you been doing good? Wow, there are so many messages. Take a look, guys. Let me read. I will start now. All right. What do you think about AI on design, Javier? I hope you get your name right. Um, AI. So now it's yeah, you know the what's up. AI. It will really enable us. Like you've seen now Mid-Journey in how you can create, for example, concept art for us uh, for your projects, right? And if you are someone who's already concept artist, you make a concept now once and you ask AI to help you make 20 variants, 10,000 variants. So like when we talk about generative design and generative like you've seen ChatGPT, it's incredibly amazing. I've saved so much time just with using ChatGPT to help me create some Python scripts and tools that I use in my workflow. So it's AI. Everyone, I really believe that every one person on Earth now, if you work with computers, because like now we're in information age, knowledge age. Now we're going to like these integrated with AI. And if you don't work with artificial intelligence and learn all the tools that are out there and available for everyone today, you will be at a great disadvantage, to be honest, on the long run. You might be safe for now, year, 2 years, like 3 years, whatever, and like this short term. But yeah, it's a great tool and it just will free us in a way to from many time consuming things to focus on things like other problems. I see it now as a thing that will free us from doing specific things or do them better to focus on more important and urgent problems and salute and things to solve. So yeah, good question. That's my answer on AI. Hassan, question. Do we have to create landscape every time when we create something? Um, I don't understand Hassan, but if you want to build like large scale open world, sorry, you need a landscape. Like with landscape, you can do incredible things. So let me show you, for example, there are tools within Unreal Engine itself to build landscapes. Um, and there are other methods where you can import landscapes, and this is especially useful when you have large scale world. Not useful, like necessary for you to generate that world, like 4 by 4 kilometers or 2 by 2 kilometers and so on. And yeah, like I mean that's the answer, Hassan. If depending on your project, do you want for your project landscape or do you want just a small area that you can just make with polygons if that's what you're asking, right? So if you have like, I don't know, but not very large area that you want to cover with like ground and all, then just use geometry and turn all that into nanite, just like we see in the today's workflows with Quixel environments using building environments using Quixel assets. I officially hate Blender camera. Unreal Engine option is so good. Hassan, there is actually an option in Blender for a good camera controls, which is like it acts exactly as Unreal Engine. So let's open Blender real quick. I don't know why it opens on the other monitor. So yeah, I like Now I'm used to right clicking here and doing my thing, but now if you right click here, it's not the same. Anyway, I think that option, if you go to view, viewport, it used to be somewhere. I'm sure I'm not so far from here. There we go. Fly navigation. Yes. Click. No, not this one. But this one is fun though. Not this one. Walk navigation. Basically this one. So Q to go down, E to go up. Now you move in Blender exactly as you move inside the Unreal Engine. This is fun, right? So you click Tab, Face, G, and find that thing again. Obviously, we should put a shortcut to it. View, oh my God. Navigation, and right click, you can add it to your favorites, right? So every time you click Q, you can find it. So Q, Q, and I think there is an option to be like to walk, to toggle gravity. Anyway, yeah, I hope you found it useful, Brusky. Georgie, hey guys, where does he make the model? Does anyone know? Can you explain more? Which model you're talking about? Are we talking about 3D Max? Here? Ah, 3D program. Yes, 3ds Max. Yes. Manar. How are you, Manar? How's it going? ATD, super kind of you, brother. In my version 5.1, I could find that option. Thanks again. Hey, I'm so glad, man. I'm very happy to help. UMK Games. Abdullah. Abdullah, how are you, buddy? I'm great, thank you so much. How about you? Hope all of you guys having great weekend so far. What time is it now on your end, and where are you guys watching from at the moment? Um, tell me. So, what I meant to ask was in 3ds Max is more optimal for use modeling before you import to Unreal Engine. I would say like you can use Blender, you can use Max, you can use Maya, Cinema 4D. All tools are great to work with. If you are specifically working with the AEC pipeline and you work with like many BIM programs and CAD programs, then obviously 3ds Max is your choice. If you work as like solo, I would say Blender is a great choice. I would learn both, to be honest. If you're like thinking Blender or Max or Blender, I would really focus on that. Both. And Blender first. How can we put an HDRI in the right way? Can you explain more about your question, Manar? What do you mean with the right way? What are the problems you are having when you put an HDRI? So what is happening? Can you tell me more? SketchUp would be work the same. So I would not compare SketchUp to 3ds Max or Blender because SketchUp is more like of an architect's tool, I would say, to generate like and create architectural drawings and buildings. Blender and Max are full curation suites for VFX. I forgot the term for that, but you would be able to produce a film like VFX film or like a whole like build anything in these two apps and render it, and like they would support everything for you to achieve that, like from simulations to particle effects to anything you can think of for to produce a film, let's say, it's in these tools. But uh, again, what comparing with SketchUp, if you are like an architect, it would make more sense for you to learn SketchUp because that's what you use in your industry, and what like that's what I would say even community optimized tool for to generate your models and all and buildings and like the projects, right? Um, if you are like thinking of starting, I would start with something like Blender. It's free, it's very fast to load, it's amazing, it got amazing community as well. If you want to move to next tool, or if you want to start like in one tool and you know this is the tool that's used by like most studios or the in the industry, I would then I believe Max. But it depends really. And now we are in the online world, so there is an opportunity for everything. Yes, here's my tea. I hope you enjoy your tea as well, Hassan. Onur, how are you, brother? The real tab. How are you, Habibi? How is it going? Question: in Unreal Engine 5.1, I have a lot of crash for poor performance in open world. I have RTX 3090 is not possible. I think the problem is Lumen. Joker, what are the crashes that like when are they happening exactly? Are they random? Are they happening when you're changing the lighting? Are they like, is it crashing only on that scene? Is it crashing on all projects or only that specific project? So these are questions you need to look at, and this will help you and help us maybe solve or reduce the crashes. Um, the real tab, thank you, man. It's been a while. Here we are. I think I'll see you guys on weekly basis. So next week, same time, be there. And yeah, how it's been amazing 3 4 months, but also very 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 busy. We've been creating so many projects, and it would also good time to bring on the new academy. So we've been also working hard on work on the academy side. This is the new academy website. Join us, guys. We have an Unreal Engine course. We have an Unreal Engine course in architecture, my main course. And yes, there are training programs that we are launching in the next year, 2023. Unreal Engine, like all the fundamentals, Unreal Engine for architects, and all about how we use Unreal Engine, the AEC industry. So yeah, we've been working so hard on these. And yeah, if you want to get started, here's a place. And if you want to support the stream, or you want also to like, no, wait, if you want, yeah, to support the stream, of course, and to learn Unreal Engine in architecture in like really like designed course to save you time, like condensed. I will show you the outline in a moment. Check this out. It's also on the Academy. And for now, it's on holiday sale. And the price will go to higher once the year finishes. So yeah, check it out. Especially if you're looking to learn Unreal Engine, especially if you're a beginner, and especially if you are interested in the no, it's mainly for architects and 3D architects, 3D visualization artists as well. And quick look at the timeline is we start with the fundamentals. These are covered. We do the production, and the assets are also being constantly added to this. All of these are. Hello, guys. The program crashed, and I'm not sure if you can, if the stream is still on or it's off, but I hope it's on. Can you let me know in the chat? Amazing. We are so lucky. Amazing. I'm so glad. Yes. Last time this happened, we lost the stream completely. So I don't know what was being said when the stream crashed, when the program crashed, but it's okay. I was talking about Unreal, our course, and all. If you are looking for a good place to learn, now let's get back to the chat and to our project. So, guys, if you have questions, again, please do between brackets question and then your question so I can see it because there is so many chats. ممدوح أهلا. Will AI replace designers, Yusuf? I won't say this will happen. I'm not sure. It will replace so many things we do, will replace you completely, doubt, because it will replace tasks, not like, how can I say? Um, that will take many years. Ultimately, yes, I imagine this is happening. Don't ask me how or why, but maybe. If you can't beat them, join them though. So that like still, whether you it will take your specific role as a designer or not, we should be learn how to work with AI. Maybe you'll make dedicated stream for that. Show you the tools I've been using and how I utilize AI in everything I do in general. It'll be fun. No more questions for now, it seems. So everything it's on, it's on. Thank you so much, guys, for confirming again. Um, I lost the earlier chat. Hey, Maysam, how are you? How are you? So, Badal, to log in to get the free course, you need to put your website, sorry, your email, and it will make an account for you. And once it make your account, check your email, it will send you all the login information and all. If you already signed in or you have an account, click on recovering the password. If you're already a member, you can just add that to your library basically. So once you are a member and you confirm your email, you will see the free course in your library. Um, what is the fastest way to import from 3ds Max to Unreal Engine with the same materials maps without Unwrap? So Unwrap is necessary when it's necessary. The fastest way, so you can't export all the materials and the maps if you don't prepare them. So that's also like this will contribute to the fastest way. So I would say, obviously, the answer is Datasmith, right? So the fastest way to export from 3ds Max to Unreal is Datasmith. And the more you learn about Datasmith and how it converts your materials and assets, you will be able to optimize it more. We can take some look at Datasmith in general today because we will re-import the ceiling meshes here. But yes, any cases of using AI in Unreal? I won't say directly. I would say there were this thing called Prometheus AI something, which is like library manager that would also construct scenes for you. Look it up. I would say it will do. Wow, this is amazing. The lag on my project. There are things that you can do like so. Just a second. There is AI I saw like couple of months ago. It's called Adapt AI or something. You would tell it something and it would do it. So for example, you would tell it, create me a cinematic camera and put it somewhere, and it would go and create a camera and put it somewhere. This is not in Unreal. No, that was happening on like Excel sheet. So you would tell it something like, do this admin work for me, and it will learn as well. So it's very interesting to see how AI is evolving and how it's going and developing and what it can do. And like the the idea of talking to computer with your voice and tell it to do something on Unreal Engine or Blender or Max or whatever, it's really tangible. Okay, so for the next 15-20 minutes, I will focus on 3ds Max to work slightly on the ceilings and import the new ceilings in the house we're working on. So let me hide these in their own layer. So the ceilings now in Unreal, they don't fit exactly where they should. And yeah, I just need to fix that real quick and recreate them also real quick. So let's start with that. I will hide this part. Ah, there we go. Now I know the why. Okay. Well, actually, it's not really why. So let's create the ceilings from scratch in this case again, because let's walk through the process quickly together. In this apartment, I prefer, so let's take a look also at the 2D shape if it exists. Let's unhide all. Oh. Let's bring it. Pressing Ctrl Z as many times, but I think I removed the 2D shape. Yeah, well, that sucks for me. So let's hide this. Let's select these, put them on the side. I'm hiding. So I really like to work with my projects by hiding as many things as possible that are not really necessary for me to see on the screen, because just distracting. And also for all these, because the colors for now are not doing any difference, I will also assign a material, call it general, and assign to this color. I know in the design here we don't want this backside, so let me quickly fix this part. Maybe this is too much. So let's do that. Delete one of these so we don't have a duplicate. All right. As for the ceilings, I prefer in such big project to separate the ceilings from the rooms, and because I don't want like one ceiling with very, very complex topology, because every part of the ceiling have or got their own like drawing, So we will take care of that. And let me also, I'm here taking care real quick of the window. And let's go to the ceilings layer here and let's start. So here I have a window. I go from this corner to this corner. There are a billion ways you can create a ceiling with, but this is what we'll go with now. So here I know also I have like all this space from from the living room. I only want the living room to be separate. So let's do this. Let's put it here, and from here we want another to this point, and here. Convert that to edit poly, add Swift loop here, one here, and here. Click one, and let's just do snapping, make sure the vertices go on top of like where we want them. So I want them here. Actually, wait, I want it here. So within the interior wall, parts of the wall. Then I will select this, delete it. Select here, move it all the way. I believe. So based on the other room ceiling, we can close that gap. And let's do the same here. Here we have another ceiling. Add Swift loop and some vertices to select this face and extrude it a little. So for this area here, let's quickly close this door. I remember closing this earlier, but I don't know what happened to the file. So I separate this object and I connect it with this object, and I will do a connect like so, and bring it to this point. I imagine the same real quick here. Attach them together, select all the side parts, connect, and move it to the top. Click this face, and bridge. Now, I want to put these on the top of every room, but I want also to define the edges. So I will do something like this basically. And while we're at it, I can do this part. And the reason I'm doing this, like later I will take this here, I will put it on the top here, and I want to be able to select this shape. And let's say I want to do an insert and then extrude to the inside or outside. I want to be able to do that for every room separately. And yeah, especially if we do this, like this is essential if you are thinking of baking your lights. Like, yeah, there is no way you should like send one big massive ceiling for an apartment as one mesh. This is why we detach our meshes. Now, guys, give me like 2 minutes. I just want to bring water and come back. So in 2 minutes, I will read the chat and then we can continue working on the project. Yeah, I need. So I put a timer real quick for us. I don't have fancy be right back screen. This is my timers. Let's do 3 because you love me and I love you too. Yep. See you. All right. Let me put the mic. Ah, stupid. I'm still learning how to do it. Drink some water. Stop the timer before it rings. There we go. Oh, okay. I'm just like, there are multiple views of the chat in the YouTube, so I just realized something. I'm just making sure that I'm reading all your questions as much as possible, the ones I can see. Okay, question, can I run? So yes, again, when you have a question, please put it between brackets, question. So can I run Unreal Engine offline? I am in Syria and I know you know the rest. So yes, you can run it offline. You need basically your projects. So when you have a project like this, and if you switch or like if you wanna go, let's say first, like your project look like this. So you have your content folder, which contains everything about your project, all the maps, all the assets, everything. And save folder, this you don't have to share with anyone. We like auto save and all. And this is the Unreal project. This you can run offline. But the Epic Games launcher, you cannot run this online. And sorry, offline. This must be online in order to download assets from the marketplace, I imagine, or to add to your project or and all. You must be connected through your account as well. And yeah, so that's the thing about it. Maybe try using VPN when you're using the Epic Games launcher, but for here you can use it offline. It's okay. Good luck, Yusuf, with your Unreal Engine training. Hello, can you tell me how you make finish ROD physics? What is ROD physics, thread physics? Didn't fully understand Dread. Judge Dread. خديجة أهلا أهلا كيفك أهلا. How can you get ambient occlusion pass in rendering? We are unable to get it. I don't think I have the answer to that, Mohit. You may need. So let's take a quick look at what type of setting we have. So are you using the movie render queue, Mohit? So you go to plugins and here type the movie render queue, okay? And you need also to enable the movie render queue additional render passes. And here it says, what do we have any idea? What are the additional ones? It says a little bit, I think, such as the panoramic renders. But yeah, enable these two, and maybe you should have a pass for the ambient occlusion, or it might have a different name or something. So you need to look more at the what type of console commands you can output. But let's take a quick look at some of the settings. Maybe we can discover something together. Hey, Alexander, Merry Christmas to you too, and happy holidays to all of you, guys. Yes, so let's open the movie render queue. Here we go to window, movie render queue. You add a render like a job, and you go to the settings. And from the setting, so here under rendering, you have these. So you have detail lighting, lighting only, reflections, limited. These are some of the default settings for the rendering. And here you have the exports you can save as. And here's some settings that we can also add. So just looking at the differences. For this, I think you need to Google it, Mohit, because I've never exported AO pass earlier from the engine, but I am 100% sure you do it from here. There is either a console command or something that would allow you to export that. Finishing red rod spinning. Let me Google that real quick. But fishing rod. Okay. Wow. I don't have the answer to that. But let's. The first place I would look at is the Unreal Marketplace. If there is some blueprint for that. So type fishing and fishing basics, fishing rod, blueprint. Yeah, fishing system, advanced fishing template. Interesting. Yeah, there is demand for this. So, Judge Dredd. I don't have the answer, but like on how to do fishing rod physics for that. But if you're making a game on that or something, I would start from a template. And like general rule of thumb, when there is any specific game mechanic I want to implement or help someone with or like something, we go to the marketplace, we search at the blueprints. You would be amazed how many blueprints and code plugins there are in the marketplace, especially if we're talking like in the indie scene. I hope this is useful, man. Habibi, love from Nepal. Giri, thank you. Love to you too back, buddy. And happy holidays. Can you enable your FPS so I can compare with mine? All right, let's do it. I don't have money. 60 in this apartment here. Oh, if I do, Mohat, we will cover it in the next stream. How to export ambient occlusion. Question: how to make rope wires in Unreal Engine? Any easy way? Asdi, good to see you, man. How are you? So rope wires, rise in 15 FPS. Alexander. One thing I do, by the way, when I have like big project with performance as bottleneck, I type max FPS, and I set like the highest frames per second, like to 30 or something. This usually would make my project much more stable. Like this is a quick tip as a console command. So yeah, ropes. Let's see, are they enabled by default or in the plugin? I saw something similar to this ASDI on how to make like rope. It's like ready in the engine, but I can't remember from where exactly. Cable, I think. Yes, we have the cable component. And if you search for cable actor, I think this is also enabled by default. I'm not so sure. So me move this actor, you give it 2 points, you rotate it, place it somewhere, try to select the other point. So here in the details panel of that actor, this is I hope this helps you as a start, Asdi. So yeah, this should be fun. Make it long. If I have some collision on this actor, so I'll press Ctrl E. Let's add the bugs. Does it work with the bugs collision? Let's add a blocking volume perhaps. See if that will react. Nope. I don't know why. Maybe one of the settings. I'm sure if we mess more with it, we can find more. But hopefully this should help as a start. And I'm also interested. Does it cast shadow? Yes. Wow. That's dope. Let's do this. There we go. Amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Like this is what's happening now behind us. Right? And I notice the soft shadow. It's also very nice. Guys, this is in real time. Let's just all remember that, okay? Dynamic, fully dynamic. Amazing. All right. Did a video animation of snowy Christmas scene and had to open my PC to put normal human size for the next so my PC didn't explode. Wow. I imagine Christmas scene Alexander should be heavy with all the snow, particle effects and the tree and all the things on the tree and the lights. Uh, I'm rooting for you. I hope it won't. But good luck with your scene, man. Will you share it later somewhere? Or is it just personal work? Oh wow, thank you. Never knew that was. Yes, man, you're welcome. Cables for the win. Cables everywhere. Okay, so before we finish today's stream, I think we have like 10, 15 minutes. Let's just finish the ceilings here so we can import them in Unreal and see what else we can do, what questions we can answer as we do that. So here's one, and here is second place. And here's here. Let's do it again to this point and to this point. Awesome. Okay. Now the question, do I need to cap these areas? I think no. Okay, I will select my ceilings real quick and I will move them where I wanted them to be, which is here. Some of these ceilings I have to extend them, so I don't want to keep any opening or like anything that would allow for light leak to happen. It's ideal that we close our meshes like to the end side of the wall just to guarantee that you know, no light leak would happen. It's important. So let's do this for here as well. Select this face, extrude a little bit, move it, set it here. Select this face. apply, actually just one of them. There we go. There we go. Nearly there. And the same here. So as for this part, I think can extrude this face. And as for here, we can do this.
Please charge.
So let's connect or wield any places we need to wield. And in 3ds Max, I use a plugin called Rapid Tools. So that's like when you type F in Blender, it would fill the border for you, the thingy. But surprisingly, in Max, we need a plugin for that. So there is Rapid Tools. If you use 3ds Max and you don't use Rapid Tools, they are free. You are at disadvantage. Rapid Tools are amazing. You have all these that you can have fun with. But I mainly use one of my favorites is like Rapid QCap, right? So when you have a box like so, and you have all these faces, so let's select this. Let's add a couple here as well. Let's press Shift and cover this area and delete. So instead of doing like a cap and then you fix these manually, especially if you want good topology, right? I've seen so many people, including me in the past years before like something like Rapid QCap, doing this type of stuff. So with Rapid QCap, you can click one button. I set a shortcut for it basically, or you can go Rapid QCap and click it here. And basically in Blender, I know it's funny we're talking about this, but you know that when you have the same scenario here and you have these, except for these. Fuck, damn it. Okay, there we go. Not dissolve. Still sometimes forget my Blender stuff. Faces. So here when I imagine, click Alt to select this and press F. So F like this to fill it. Nope, we need to press Alt F. No. It was something F. I think it's Control F, Alt F. No. Grid fill. Grid fill. Sorry. Yes. Grid fill. Yeah, just to maintain topology is important. Let's take this part. Extrude until here. So I take the ceilings. I will quickly click on Tools, Rename, which is now, this is not quickly. I lost my, yeah, there we go. So call this SM. SM. Can I? Oh my God. SM, always SM. Static mesh underscore, then the name of your asset. So ceiling in this case, underscore because they should be numbered. Enable numbered, click rename, and you get this basically, which is perfect. You don't want your Unreal Engine project to be like object 1000 billion and object whatever, and then detached to like, please guys, always do your best to rename your meshes. It's okay now. like when you have a temp project, like I have in this case here, I just want to quickly, as fast as possible, see my project in Unreal Engine. I do this. But as you are working on your project, it's so important to name your meshes. It's so important to, you don't want like your project to be a complete mess and like organize all of it at the end of it. Or, like it doesn't make sense. So yeah, just do that. It's so important. That's the reason I'm talking like about this again. So here I have a special Datasmith. Here I have a special Datasmith file for the ceiling in my project. So let's open our map. So Sky Apartments. Click on any part of the ceiling. Press Ctrl B. And here I have something called Ceiling Test. Right click, re-import, and geometry only, re-import. And there we go. We get the new ceiling, but I have an old one below it from the older files. So let's hide it for now. I didn't hide it, I just kept it. Copy the name just in case. This is it. There we go. Oh, it seems I exported my, oh, here's a stupid problem I did. I exported everything with my project, not only the ceiling. No, I should only export the ceiling pass. So click again, replace this file. Once we replace our file, now if we import again, all of these duplicate meshes, non-surprisingly, will be deleted because we excluded them from the export. So now all the duplications are gone. So the reason we did all this to the ceiling just to check if they look good here, and so we can start doing things on them like as we did here, basically. So let's do something similar to the rest. But before we, yeah, let's just do that. So I don't know how much inset or so when we click on inset, let's say we set it to 20 centimeters for this room, 40. I like it when I have freedom over my designs. Just having fun, chilling. Here, we would account for this. So we would add like a loop. So we do the inset starting from here, from this point. So it would be equal across the whole room. Yes? And let's do the same value. I think we went for what? 20? 25, 30? Let's go 30 here as well. And extrude this -5. I like -5. It's you know what? We had this project a couple of years ago and it was like just, I think 1 centimeter or something. So that was also looking interesting. 1 centimeter is too little, so let's make it 2 units, basically. Select this part and snap it to this part on the Z-axis though. Now, if we export our ceilings again, and if we import again, we get the new part, basically, we are mentioning here. So we need to fix the UVs, of course. We'll keep that for now. So let's fix this area, the ceiling. For here, we have, as far as I remember from the design, special part. So I don't want to include it in the ceiling. So we have here, yes. I have these interior rooms. I think there are some walls though. I would hide the floors layer so I can see below, from below. And let's, I'm not sure about the kitchen. Let's include it, no problem. So let's click insert again, and it said 30, 20, let's make it, and -2. For the rest of the rooms, now actually we want this. So this one had a drawing, but I deleted it by mistake. Let's take a look. Let's keep it. Just maybe do this part. No, let's keep it. No, let's try. So let's apply UVW map modifier on top of this and give it value 100, 100, 100 as a box. And let's replace our ceiling text, the test, and let's re-import. There we go, looking good. Here I have like my little area. I think I messed up something, but that's okay because I will re-import these actually. So let's do that now. Unhide everything except for the ceiling, and let's delete this. This is what we want to export. Let's do that. And let's do re-import. Here I still need to fix the mapping and all, but it's okay. You get it's the exact same idea, basically. All right, I will stop here. I will take the questions that you guys sent in the chat, and we will stop the stream here today. So I will be here next week, the same time, by the way. We will set it after the stream. All right, man. Alexander, I look forward to seeing the scene of the Christmas you're making on Instagram. Do it. Timothy, new to the stream, is there an Autodesk bridge? Sorry, need to be more specific. 3ds Max to Unreal. Yes, of course, Timothy. So first of all, welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you. And everyone who is new to the stream, welcome to all of you. If you are a 3ds Max user, Revit user, SketchUp user, Rhino, all these tools, and more like Cinema 4D, there is a tool from Unreal Engine, from Epic Games, from Unreal Engine themselves called Datasmith. And with this tool, you basically are able to export all of your content from your tools that you use to Unreal Engine. So think of Datasmith exactly as you said, Tim, a bridge between your tools and your team and Unreal. And the way I am exporting my project from 3ds Max, so here basically I have the exporter downloaded and installed on my 3ds Max. When I go to export, I save my file, give it a name, and then just give it the extension Datasmith. And in Unreal Engine, you should be able to click here on create menu, Datasmith, and click on file import. And when you import the file, it will be saved as this on your Unreal Engine content browser. So when you right click import, from here you can re-import it and it will be automatically added to your scene and make a couple of folders. So if there are geometries, if there are textures, we will see textures, materials, we will see materials, and so on. I will take this as a chance, team. We have an online course that is free on our academy, which is vrdivisionacademy.com. You can check it out. There are 4 modules, and you should find them very fun. And real quick, here, me doing that again. You go here. On the website, you will see these modules. And if you're a 3ds Max user, especially mainly 3ds Max, and like mainly learning Unreal architecture, we also have a course that you can check out. It's on discount for the Christmas. And yes, cover all the fundamentals and cover the production process of a project from start to finish. Yeah, Datasmith all the way. Whoa, Kamer ZZs. Thank you for the super chat. That's so interesting. Happy Santa Day. Happy holidays to you too. Believe it or not, this is the first time ever I get something on this on stream. So you are officially the first stream donator, Xcomer. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Question. How do you remember all software and never mixed keybinds? Asdi, great question. Actually, the way you remember all these, it's muscle memory, but there is a method I do. So let me show you. I use now ClickUp, but I used to do this. There is cool Notion as well works great. So I have something like this. It's called my learning hub. All right, I use Notion to do it. It's still not up, what it is up to date actually because it still didn't work on it for a while. But when I was learning Blender for recently, let's say, not recently, but when I started learning Blender, I have like a page called Learning Blender, and on every 3D program or any program I am learning, in addition to the notes I take, right? There were many more notes, but I was like moving things around. I have this as like a view of the shortcuts I am learning and that matter to me. So I do this for Max, for Blender, for Unreal. I'm lying, Unreal. I actually want to do this for Unreal. I want to make, yes, share with me your favorite shortcuts in the chat, guys. But yes, Asdi, I have something like this that would support me every time I forget, or if I didn't open my application for like, let's say 4 months, 6 months, whatever, you might get rusty. So something like this, call it Learning Hub and put in it your applications. Here's the roller coaster. Alexander, thank you so much for the donation, for the coffee. I really appreciate it. And Badal, thank you so much too for the coffee. I really appreciate it. This is a great way to end the year and the stream with like, this is legendary for me. It's fun. It's interesting. Tim, I'm so glad we got your answer, your question answered, man. Sadat, what do the colors in 3ds Max? Sorry, I come from Cinema 4D. What do the colors? Sadat, I didn't understand. So what do the colors? What colors? You mean materials or importing data? I'm gonna assume you're talking about importing data because we were talking about Datasmith and 3ds Max earlier. The page, and there is Cinema 4D logo on it. If you are a Cinema 4D user and you want to import, I hope this is the answer to your question though. You are able to import native Cinema 4D files. So in the plugins, if you enable Datasmith, you have the Datasmith Cinema 4D importer, and this will allow you to import the Cinema 4D files directly to Unreal Engine. So if you just type Datasmith in the plugins, and by the way, this is important for you, team. You need in Unreal Engine, if you don't see the plugin here, the importer, you need to enable it from the plugins. And to do that, you go to Edit, Plugins, and you type here Datasmith, the one we want for like that we see here, basically the main plugin called Datasmith importer. So we need this. And for things like JLTF, so my workflow from Blender, I always export from here as JLTF. I find it very intuitive this way. So I have like the JLTF importer, also Datasmith, and you have CAD, Cinema 4D, and others. And these are new. The Datasmith runtime, the MVR, the interchange, and these are exciting. The runtime, imagine like in future, when you click on play and you are like in the runtime, you are able to change your project in the project on the change your project in the project. No, change your project in Unreal Engine on the fly. So Datasmith runtime is something I'm so excited about. Hey man, I have a problem when importing mesh from Maya to Unreal Engine. The mesh in Maya, I set the pivot to the center of the object, but when I import it to the Unreal Engine, the pivot is in the wrong position. Turnag. Okay, so I wish I have Maya here, but I don't. But one of the general rule of thumbs, you may need to not only, especially if you're exporting as FBX. So this is true in 3ds Max case, but when you have mesh and the pivot of this mesh is located here, right? But in my exporter in Max, I export from here as FBX, not Datasmith. The pivot will change to here. So you need to make sure if you are exporting with a normal FBX exporter that your pivot is also not only centered for the mesh, but the mesh itself is centered in the middle of the word. Now, let's say this sucks and you don't want to do it and you want quick fix inside the Unreal Engine. Okay, so I'm gonna like destroy the pivot here for this object. So let's make mesh duplicate, click accept. So this is like unique mesh now. And there is the pivot. Okay. So, what happened? It's placing actors now for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so check this out. This mesh here have pivot in the wrong location. This here looking great. Now, thanks to the improvement on the modeling tools in Unreal Engine, if you can click on any mesh you want, and you can go to pivot and you can click center, bottom, top, left, right, and so on. So if you click in this case button, the pivot will be located here. Now, I hope this helps as a quick fix, and I would use a script if I am exporting from Maya that would move the objects for me automatically to the center here. So I don't know if I have something like this. So you see, I think in almost all importers and exporters, like you would see move to the center or something. But there is TS tools in 3ds Max, and there are other, I imagine, exporters for things like Maya. And if you actually want, if any of you guys is interested on the modeling tools, we're making amazing modeling tutorials in 3ds Max and Unreal Engine, like how to use like the pivot, all these cool tricks. So you can find them on the channel. And something I am interested in doing, so just give you a little nice update before we finish, is blog. So slowly but surely, not only making videos, but also writing in more depth on like the tools or why the things are useful and whatnot. So I'm getting into the habit of writing. Check out the blog as well. Not only me, there is the team will be publishing in the future, but you will see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thank you so much, Xcamer, Alexander, Badal, for the donations again. Really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you for being here today. It was really fun. We'll take one final questions if there are any. I'm a SketchUp user. Please help us too. Badal, yes, man, you get it. In the next streams, we can cover SketchUp. And these tools here actually are one of my solutions when I work with projects from SketchUp, Revit, Rhino, and all the programs where they don't have like dedicated modeling tools like we have in Blender and 3ds Max. So from here you can energy your geometry, reduce the number of polygons, do mapping, do all this stuff. So these are covered or getting covered. Again, like I mentioned, these are so important. And the next streams, Badal, I got you, homie. All right, everyone. Asdi, thank you so much for your interactions today and to all of you. And thank you, Asdi, Alexander, everyone else. Have a great, great day. And I will see you next week, same time, and hopefully earlier. You will be notified, basically. Thank you so much. شكرا from Istanbul. Muzaffar. Thank you, Muzaffar. تشكر حبيبي. Good night, everyone. Take care. Thank you, Olga. And I don't have stream ending. Okay, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Take care. Hey, XCOM. Thank you again. Cheers.